First Warning MMA Report is joined live by Nick, the Isabella Assassin Spina. He's one of the men fighting in the SWB4 co-main event this Saturday night in Hayward, Wisconsin. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, no problem, man.
So tell us a little bit more about your background, your sports background growing up, and what got you started in MMA.
All right. Well, I grew up just north of Silver Bay, Minnesota. The only sports I played was baseball and football. We didn't have boxing, we didn't have wrestling, nothing like that. So nothing that I could have a chance at trying out, Ended up moving down to the Superior area about 11 years ago. Now don't forget, now I'm 38 years old, so I was about 27 when I moved down here. And I was laid off of work, and a buddy that I was just, going to the gym and lifting or whatever, and a buddy's like, hey, you should try this jiu-jitsu thing that's coming to town. I'm like, all right, I'll give it a shot. I'm not doing anything anyway, So that was about 10 years ago, and that's how long I've been with Inner Strength. It was literally from the first day that they got here. They were over in Duluth for like a couple months or previous to that, but then as soon as the gym opened over here, I was one of the very first few guys there. It's funny because I've always been the laid back guy. All I did was like hunt and fish and whatnot growing up, and then when people heard I was fighting, they're like, what the heck?
Well, and you mentioned you're training out of Inner Strength MMA in Superior.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit more about that gym and how, well, I guess you kind of already went through about how long you've been training there, but tell us a little bit more about the gym and what you really like about it.
Well, like I said, the gym's been open for about 10 years now. And I've been there for about 7.5 of those years where I had a little thing in the middle there. But it's just by far the greatest place to train in the northern Minnesota area, in the Twin Ports area. Easily, in my opinion, Robert's got a lot of credentials behind him. And, we do Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu. We got a wrestling coach that comes in, and then obviously offers kids stuff as well. My son, who's 8, might be starting next year too. So, but anyway, I like it because we got a good body count, and of those people in that body count, they've been doing it for a while. We're all helping each other out. Pros, amis, people just doing jiu-jitsu, just doing Muay Thai. It's nice. And I'm sure it's the same answer in every gym. You're a family, and one of the greatest things about it.
Absolutely, man. Sounds good. I know that sometime when my parents live up in that area, and sometime when I'm up there, I'm gonna try and get up there and train with you guys. Just to check it out.
Give me a shout. Make sure I'm there when you come up.
Definitely. And so, you seem to have a lot more success in your pro career than you did in the amateur ranks. Is there something about the pro ranks that you feel suits you a little bit better, or you're more comfortable with?
Well, plain and simple, it matters when you're a pro, right? As an amateur, you're just gaining experience. You're gaining the cage awareness, the lights, the crowd, the hype, the ups and downs, the nerves, and all that good stuff. So that's why a lot of guys should fight a bunch of amateur fights, and then when it comes down to it, that's why you turn pro, because you think you're ready. And that's more so for me, is because it matters.
Yeah.
If I'm 5-2 right now, if I was 2-5, it didn't look like it would matter as much to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, makes sense. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you've ever been out of the first round in your pro career either.
No, all first round, all wins and all losses first round.
Do you think there's a reason for that, or do you consider yourself to be just a quick starter, or?
Yeah, I'm the type where I'll hang back with a guy. Like if he's nonchalant, I'll kind of be nonchalant. But if he engages, I return fire right away. That's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know, but it's just kind of what I do. So if I'm going against this guy and he wants to dance around a little bit, I might do the same thing. But if he starts coming in, I'm gonna return fire right away. And then it just always seems like something happens right away, I guess. Like my first loss, I got clocked with a left, and I was woozy and wobbly the whole fight, and he ended up putting me away. And then the second one, my second loss, who's actually fighting on the main event in our card, I hit him with a big right, and for some crazy reason, I shot in on him, not realizing that he wasn't as wobbly as I thought he was, and he took advantage of that. So I mean, yeah, I don't know. If the pace is there, I push it as hard as I can. It seems like sometimes.
Makes sense. And this is going to be your first fight in a little over 2 years. Is that correct?
It's been a long time, dude. September of 17. I know when I was filling out my, I had to refill out my Wisconsin athletic deal or whatever there, and they're like date of last bout, and I had to go to Tapology, and I'm like, oh my god, 9/17, yeah, 2 years ago. That's crazy.
That's wild. Was that the plan to kind of take that much time off?
No, not at all. But with my job, we're a traveling construction, underwater welding type of company, and we do a lot of over the road work. So I was fortunate enough when I was down in Louisiana, I got to train a little bit down there. But I mean, we're bouncing around, and during the winter and during the summers, sometimes we work sun up, sundown. So it's all about how much I can get into the gym. And if I'm not in the gym at least 2-3 days a week, then it doesn't seem worth taking any fight, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you think that sometimes that time off is good for people? Do you think that's going to be good for you in this case?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's you never know. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Like I remember the first time when I came back to Inner Strength when we were working out of Louisiana for a few months, and it'd been like a month on each side of that I also didn't go to the gym. This was back in January, and so I haven't been in the gym in like 5 months, and I'm like, I got to get in there. I got to roll, and I went in there, and my cardio was crazy good, and I was performing way above what I thought I would do. And, you know, everybody's like, you've been working out every day and training every day. And I'm like, no, you know, and I mean, but it's funny because then you'll train for days on end and you don't see any freaking improvement.
Yeah.
But yet you can go for a while. I don't know. Maybe I just, you know, maybe it's all in my head. I don't know. But, you know, I mean, as long as you're active in the cage or not, as long as one's active in the gym, then it doesn't matter.
That makes sense. Have you ever experienced any kind of ring rust at all on any between any fights at all or anything like that?
Not that I'm really aware of. I mean, you know, obviously after the fact, after a loss, you wish, oh shoot, I wish I'd have done this, and if I'd have been doing this more, that could have capitalized on this. But otherwise, no. But that's pretty standard.
Yeah. Well, I told you that I'd throw a random question in here. What's your favorite Disney movie?
I'm gonna have to go with Moana on that one.
Awesome. So what do you know about your opponent, Jamie Simmons?
Not a lot, man. I know he trains down with Jake, down at Pure Vita. Good group of guys, bunch of talented individuals. You know, they got a couple at least in the UFC and the big bodies, all sorts of bodies. So I've watched like 2 YouTube fights of them. I don't go crazy. I get a gist of what a fighter is. You know, if he's a wrestler, if he's a brown belt, you know, karate, stand up, bang, you know. I get a gist of them, but I don't sit there and diagnose them and pick them apart. It's like, okay, he's a jiu-jitsu expert. I gotta brush it up. You know, this guy's a wrestler. You know, I need to do my takedown defense. Or if this guy's a brawler, a spanner putter, I need to take him down type of thing. So I got a good idea. Not the greatest. I know he's active and he's strong and he seems like a really good fighter. So I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, should be a good one. I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Jamie seems like a good dude, so I think it'll be fun too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, from what I've seen, he's a pretty cool guy too. Yeah, and it's funny you mentioned that because you're not the only one that's told me that same breakdown of watching film, but not going crazy with it. You know, just kind of watching the film to just kind of see what the other guy, you know, what his style is, and just kind of going off that.
Yeah, because I know guys that are digesting their opponents and they're writing stuff down every fight. Well, at 1 minute into this fight, he did that, but it took him till 1:30. I'm like, just fight your fight, man. I mean, figure out
Yeah.
what it does, and you're going overboard now.
Yeah, that's someone just recently in an interview said that same thing. It's like if I expect it and that doesn't happen, it's like now what? If you break it down that much.
Exactly, because
So
you're expecting him to do certain things, and when they don't, you're out of your like you said, you're out of your game plan, and you're fish in the water.
yep, absolutely. So what do you think you have to do to impose your will in this fight?
I just gotta play my game. Like I said, I just gotta not not let him take advantage. I need to take advantage. I need to counter. I need to be on top as well as he's on top. I mean, because I've seen in my past some of my fights, I'm a more of a submissive jujitsu guy. Like I got no problem being on my back and whatnot. Um, Jamie's a strong kid. I know he's coming up in weight, but he's a strong kid. So I think I want to be a little bit more assertive in this fight. Um, that's about it. I just got, I got my own game plan in my head that nobody else knows about, and
Yeah.
got to stick to it.
Yeah. Do you have any predictions on how you get your hand raised?
Well, I'm gonna take a stab at it. It's gonna be a 1 round fight since I got the odds going for me for there. I think Jamie. I mean, hands down, Jamie's a good dude, good fighter. I think he's gonna make a mistake, and I'm gonna catch him in a submission. I don't know what yet. We'll find out what happens. First round. About 10 seconds left in the first round.
Okay. So 450, right around there.
Somewhere right around there. He'll probably say he's gonna knock me out in about 2 minutes, so we'll see what happens.
It's going to be a good one. I'm excited to see it for sure. So,
Yeah,
do you have
exactly.
any sponsors, training partners, coaches, friends, family, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Absolutely. I even wrote down my sponsors right before we got on here because I'm like, if I miss one, I'm gonna catch hell. So I mean, obviously my friends and my family, mom, dad, girlfriend, all the kids, everybody that grandma that watched the kid, a lot of the times when I go to the gym, we got hard focusing days, drop the kid off at grandma's and you can go spend grandma time, that's good stuff. Um, Everybody that lets me do what I do, you know. And then I got some sponsors here. I got Custom Archery here in Superior, Wisconsin, not a Pine Inn up in Isabella, Minnesota, which is why I'm called the Isabella Assassin. I was born and raised in Isabella, Minnesota. Everybody's like, "Who's Isabella and why do you want to kill her?" No, 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 come on. Uh, I got Tower Fit here in Superior. They do the nutrition shakes. I got Braden Langling, photography. He's a well-known photographer down in the cities area. Duluth Tire, Pro Tire, check them out for all of your automobile accessory needs and stuff like that. My buddy Kyle Cantola has a Cantola Customs and Fit Foodie Meal Prep. She does the meal prepping for, the workouts and trying to get in better shape and stuff like that. They're all great people. They all look up to me and I all look up to them, and it's a win-win for all of us.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time today to chat with us away from training and everything like that. We look forward to seeing you in that co-main event on Saturday night, and best of luck to you.
Absolutely. Thanks again. Hey.
Hey, no problem, man. Anything we can do.
Yeah, I love it. All right, you guys have a good one.
All right, you too. Take it easy.
All right, bye.